right, so we're at Platt Auto, and we're going to do a quick review of the Audi e-tron Sportback, the Premier Edition. What is it called?
It's the Prestige trim level.
Prestige trim level, and it's got a look. It's very bright, and it's fun. You can, of course, find these cars in colors that are not outrageous, and I'd say most of them are not outrageous. This one is a lot of fun. Yeah, and you've got huge brakes and commensurate curb rash. And so I've got Jack here. Jack has helped me out on a video or two before. They are nice enough to let me come and play with their toys. So this is nice.
Yeah, the Audi e-tron is one of the first kind of big SUVs that we start seeing. So, you know, very spacious rear seat,
Ooh.
very spacious trunk, and a towing capacity, 4,000 pounds. So that's why we get some customers interested. Not a lot of the towing capable EVs.
Compartment or a full-size spare?
There is a spare, not quite a full size.
Oh yeah,
but you get a compartment and a spare.
You get a compartment and a spare. Take that, Tesla. Yeah, little finishing up touches there. Looks like you've got, poke the button. Looks like you've got pretty fantastic legroom. That's decent. That's decent. And then you get a hobbit like me up there, and all of a sudden it feels like a limousine.
Yes, he's pretty far back right now. I think my boss was driving it most recently, and he's 6'8". So
yeah. Well, let's hop in and talk some turkey, and maybe see what happens if we go around the block.
Let's do it.
For me, this is sitting in the back seat, so I'm going to go ahead and.
So we got a power button right there.
Power button. Mm-hmm. Boy, you can't even adjust your seat until you do stuff, or am I adjusting? I'm not doing nothing. Oh, I mean, I've got buttons on my seat.
There's a bunch of buttons there. I think you're pushing the lumbar support, so if you reach a little farther back.
Okay.
There you go.
A traditional bar, a little flat bar like you would see normally. There we go.
But hey, you got your massage seat going now, so that's good.
I've got a massagey seat. So this is a 2021 Audi Sportback e-tron. It's all electric, 94-ish kilowatt hour
95 kilowatt hour battery, 218 miles of rated range.
And a lot of, you think, oh, that's terrible. No, you're actually likely to get the actual couple hundred miles even using it normally. So it definitely, it feels real German in here in terms of the design aesthetic. I like the styling. Styling is not for everyone. You can tell if it's for you or not. This compartment is, to me, super, super helpful. I need a place for my carry-on. And in terms of controls, is there anything goofy I need to know?
So your shifter right here.
Okay.
So you're going to slide it back for drive, push it forward for reverse, and there's a button on the side for your park. On your steering wheel, as many EVs do, you have paddle controls for your regenerative braking. So pulling the left one will increase your regen, pulling the right one will decrease it. But otherwise, yeah,
Oh, I see. No regen.
No. So
I would need to turn that on by pressing this paddle.
Pressing the left paddle will increase your regen, but you will feel the car wants to do a lot of no regen driving. It's kind of the Volkswagen Audi philosophy behind the regen is coasting is more efficient than regenning and accelerating all the time. So the car really likes to coast and freewheel.
Yeah, it'd be great if, and I don't know if this one has it, but if it doesn't, the next one will, where when you hit the brakes, instead of it actually hitting the brakes, it then activates the regen. So you get the best of both worlds in that regard.
Yeah, and it still will do as much regen as it can when you put your foot on the brake pedal. But
it does do some.
It does, yeah, and you can see on the display where it tells you the power or the regen that you're using. When you put your foot on the brakes, it does, yeah, as much regen as it can, and only when you're really pressing on it will it start blending the friction brakes.
So this car, because we're trying to cover all our bases here, is currently in the mid-30s.
$34,900 is our current price on this car.
Now what we're doing is we're not trying to sell you this car. We're trying to tell you what the cars are. In your market, you should be able to find something like this. This isn't like a deal of a century or a ripoff of it. This is circa mid-March, maybe April pricing. So that's giving it the juice there, and it is fine. It's fine.
I mean, for a big car like this, it definitely moves itself around. You got your massage seat going? You enjoying that? It's quite pleasant.
I don't actually feel it. My seat is quite warm.
So if you, where you have your, you do have your heated seat on. So we can fix that.
Oh, I see. Now I've got the massager on. Now I'll try it.
There we go.
Okay, now I'm in. You know what? That is pretty nice.
It's pretty great.
That's ridiculous is what that is. Okay.
I did the other month deliver one of these to Seattle. Made it all the way to Seattle, 190-mile drive, no charging, and very comfortable with 40 miles to spare. So all highway driving tells you how underrated this car is for its range. And also, massage sheet was going the whole way, and it was quite pleasant.
It does have, I don't know how well you can see it on here, a heads-up display for the speedometer. A lot of people like that. Some people complain that it needs to be down here, and in Tesla it's up here. And to me, these two places are equal. The heads-up would take me no time to get used to. The Regen, maybe it's because I've gotten used to it.
I find this car, for people who drive EVs all the time, it's that reverse learning curve. This is what we were used to driving gas cars. You didn't have that one pedal driving feel. You had to use both pedals more often. Whereas people who drive EVs all the time, they're used to the one pedal driving. They're used to the heavy regen. So it kind of takes you to a learning curve where a gas car driver gets used to this car very quickly.
And we've got this action.
You have a very large panoramic sunroof.
And it's also covered so you don't overheat or...
Yep. And it does open up, so the front pane will open up.
Which is nice. I miss that from my younger years when I had more fun cars. I went through a lot of years of minivans.
Minivans are fun.
Are they?
With all your friends. They got TVs and...
I did have some where I would add TVs, but...
Yeah. How'd you like it, Brian?
How did I like it? So I'll tell you, it's fine. It's an Audi. It's not ridiculously priced. It's got some driving dynamics that I didn't personally care for. I've become accustomed to Regen, and I like that. But you can adjust that, and also it's not for everyone. I've seen people who despise the Regen and wish it was something they could turn off permanently. It's fine. Does it have a frunk, or is it all mechanical?
It does have a frunk. I don't think
that's going to be
particularly massive.
And again, 35-ish, and then you've got the used EV credit. This would qualify, wouldn't it? At 35, or what's the cutoff?
For the used EV credit, there is a price cap of 25.
25. So this one wouldn't yet.
So
give it a few years.
Bit of a frunk.
Yeah, that's a bit. You could put
charge cord in there. A lot of people keep the cord in the front if they keep one of those lying around.
Mobile connector in the front, and a lot of other companies just hide this part. So, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So I would say it feels a little heavy for my taste, a little boaty. It is a heavy car, but if that's what you're looking for, that's what you get. So one thing we're going to be doing here is answering used car questions because you guys left us some good ones. Remember, in the video is where we make you guys smarter, and in the comments is where you make us smarter. We had a few questions come up. One of them, which one would you like to address first? Because there's a few that we talked about.
Yeah, so one of them was, why don't I see any Teslas? Somebody pointed out that last time you were here, we didn't have any on the lot. We do have one at the moment, excluding yours. But yes, we do love Teslas. We don't get them in too often for a few reasons, because the new ones get so competitively priced that we really want to fight for getting ones that are really good deals. We don't want to sell something if we don't think it's a good deal. And also the reconditioning of them is a little difficult. So we've got to do a not standard repair process going to the special Tesla facility where we have to put the cars in our name. So it's just a little bit more cumbersome repairing them, getting them ready for sale, but we're working on that. We want to have more Teslas in the future.
And that's a bit of advice to Tesla is, I know you've got a fleet sales department, get a fleet service department, because what Jack is saying here is that normally when you go to fix a car, when a dealer goes to fix a car, you bring the car to the dealership, to the service center, and they fix the car. But with Tesla, you have to put it in your name, put it in your app, schedule an appointment, and then do it. And that's a lot of steps for no reason other than tradition.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, 20 Chevy Bolts. If something needs something, we just drive it down to the Chevy dealer down the road and it works easy. Whereas
putting 20 bolts in your account would be a hassle and a half, to put it politely.
Yep.
So in the comments, what do we miss? What do we misunderstand? Do you have more questions for Jack? Because I can come back, I don't mind, and let's figure it out. Platt Auto, all the information's there. Not a sponsor, but I just believe in what they do. So tell them Brian sent you. See what happens. Who knows? Maybe they'll politely but firmly ask you to leave.
Probably not.
Probably not. Stay tuned, stay juicy, all that good stuff. Smack the buttons, you know what you're doing. And I'll see you clever robots on the flippity flop.